In motion from July 2022, I did not know what it was, so I had to look it up, so I made a copy in case in the back of it. Didn't have a copy.
You only have a copy of it, and I just saw it, and then what it was for.
Read up the copy.
What? I want to be there. That's a news from that people.
What did you like to say?
Okay, 6 o'clock. Go ahead and open up Winfall Workshop. The town of Winfall. Stand up, open prayer. Again, cross your God, I thank you, grace and mercy. Thank you for the abundance of love you have shown this town, its citizens, its community, oh God. God, thank you for the many blessings you have blessed us with, oh Lord. So you have given blessings from the crown of your head to the sole of your feet, oh God. God, we come in, God, just to discuss our heavenly workshop, and God, discuss town business, God. Have your way, God. And we should do things in the order that you require us to do. That we may do the best we can for our citizens in this community. And Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, workshop. Conflict of interest. You might have a conflict of interest. Okay, it's the agenda. Anybody had an opportunity to look at the agenda? Anything you want to add to it? You had an amount of time to add to the agenda. Starting with letter A. Grants.
Grants. There was a grant, which is a proposal from the Albemarle RCD Council, and it was a project proposal application, and it was due in by April 4th at 12 o'clock. So what I've been doing is going around Winfall, taking pictures, and I'm doing the narrative and answering some of the questions that they have been asking. As far as other grants, this is, I'm gonna pass it around this way so you can take a look at that. As far as other grants, I had sent a grant to the fire department. Like I said, I think we had covered this in the last meeting, and said they had put in for it before, but I haven't received any feedback from them in reference to the grant. Also on the other thing in reference to grants, the North Carolina League of Municipalities reached out to us, and most likely that we can get some help in grant writing. They sent a letter back, and I had responded. I had sent it out to everyone who would be interested in participating, so I could respond to the league back times and dates. Then there's another proposal which is under Representative John Davis's site for an appropriations bill for 2025. I'm just waiting for that to appear on their website because his representative said that it should be up on the website in 2 weeks, and it has not appeared. And once that appears, I will take a look at it. I'll bring it back to council, so we can look at what we would like to propose to put on his appropriation bill. And as far as all other grants, most of them have closed for this fiscal year. So we'll have to pick them back up when, North Carolina fiscal year opens back up, or when the federal government, picks back up. So that's all I have about grants.
Anybody have any questions about, grants? Any information that you feel like we need adequate information on all the other grants? I think Miss Debbie doing a magnificent job in reaching out or trying to get grants. She's poking her eyes everywhere. Everywhere. And you never know until you try. So if you get knocked down one time, you shouldn't stop, you be ready to put another one in. You know, eventually we're gonna catch somebody that has to look one folks trying to do something, they got a work effort going on, that they're trying to make a change, they're trying to do some things different in one fall, let's see what we can do to help them out. Any other question about grants? Okay, thank you, Miss.
I'm going in fire department.
Okay,
I have to have a meeting, with the fire department, like I said, I need to, in a meeting, I will be letting you know I'm waiting for, the web page to download, so I can let them see that I am I'm making an effort to try find some grant money, because I do know that they are in dire need of a fire truck. So I've made it priority trying to find grants or different appropriations money to find a fire truck, to finance a fire truck. So right now, I'm still working on that, and I'm gonna see about having a meeting with them.
okay. And to add to what, Dale was talking about, that fire department also met here the other day with me that they want to financially break off from town of Winfall. They want to be able to handle all their finances on their own. So, suggestion was that we have a meeting set up to hear them out, council, to hear them out, and, let them consider what they're offering, the benefits that it may offer, and the town perspective of how they feel about it also. But first, we're gonna give them opportunities to share their information with us. So we probably need to get a date, that we can meet up at the fire department, so they can meet up down at the fire station, or to meet here, we can get the fire station. And, it'll be just the officers and council. So, anybody know what date y'all wanna meet? So we can set a date up, so we can sit down and hear this side of the story.
My only, date that I would like to keep us from doing meetings is, like tonight, we're missing the county commissioners meeting. I wish that we could make our meetings not on this Monday,
Right.
if that's at all possible.
Yeah, I agree. I guess you had that down here, further down, I believe.
Well, I did, I don't think it got put on there.
Me and the guy was just talking about it, just, there was so much pressing this month.
That's what we talked about.
So all we need, this meeting here, it started at 7, so we get finishing time, we still can make it over there. But, yes, we'll try to set a date and time ahead of, that won't be on Monday nights. Know that. Workshop. Not, first, Monday. Okay, so let's look at the date. We know what day y'all wanna meet, Cal, see what we got for them. Let's have a date to meet with them. Okay.
So in the conversation with you about the fire department, what is it that they're, I know they wanted to step away from the town. What is the procedure that they want, what is their, they've gotta have some kind of written procedure.
Right now, they just met and just disclosed with, they just want financial, not pull people away from them, but they want to be able to handle their own finance, is what they want.
Oh, okay, so now it's just the financing part.
It's just the financing
Okay,
part.
well, I know we had talked about that in the past,
Right.
for
Then they
several
want to
years
pull
now.
completely away back then, they want to pull completely away, but now it's just the finance. that they want control of. So Vanessa was here that meeting, met Vanessa, she said that we can also give, some of the perspective on.
Sorry.
Okay, any other questions about fire department? So we get a date, so we can meet with them. Anything else? Budget. Budget.
Who was on the budget committee?
That's the accountant, isn't
He's not here. Okay, I guess, let's see what we got here. Okay, let's say it's for the budget, about the increase for the sewer rates. You know, a lot of people have been calling in, chiming in about the sewer rates, which we didn't have a choice to raise sewer rates. Some people hollering that they not on the sewer, but by the policy said that at the time the sewer was put in, you had the choice to hook up or not hook up. If you chose not to hook up, you still had to pay the fee, regardless.
it?
If you got the tap in front of your house, then you got a choice to hook up to the sewer. But if you chose not to, then you still have to pay the sewer rate fee.
The baseline.
Yes.
Sewer charge.
It's like a water meter, you got a water meter from your house,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you not, you have to pay. If you got a meter box in your house, it's still active, you gotta pay.
So what if they asked to have the tap renewed? It was that,
Like policy, tax, and not go away.
okay.
And this that was, that's why I bought this for you. This is when, the town clerk, they had their meeting, and it was put in, is that performance fee, or whatever. But anyhow, it was
Yeah.
joint performance fee, so this is just a FYI. So, for,
When the last time sewer rates was raised, was they ever raised?
so that's an FYI for.
20 years. Since
No,
2020. Right, okay.
So that's some, that right there, some FYI, because that was in the performance
Since we
video.
beginning.
Last year it showed the.
I think this is what we're taking out
Going
before, I
up,
believe.
utility. So
Right.
it
So
was,
we can use that as a reference when people are calling in saying, this is our justification
right,
of why we've had to go up on our rate. You know, it wasn't that we just wanted to make more money off of it, it's,
We're not.
right.
We're not.
It's just, yeah, it's some going
that's, so I
under.
found that, so that's
Yeah.
a source of reference. Okay,
And just the way the economy is growing, and everything's going up, everything's changed, so it's just, that one was just something that.
and based on their rate increase, Richard, did the calculations, and that's how we came up with the
The
amount.
amount,
The
yeah.
amount of money for the increase.
So you think we need to put it on the website? I mean, we don't have to put the whole article, we could put on such and such a date, Hertford, went up on our sewer rates. You can refer back to Perquimans Weekly, so they know that this is fine.
I can check and see, the states actually sent me that article. The LGC sent me that article about.
But there could be a good source of reference to put up there on the website.
Mhm.
So,
I guess they were just letting us know, okay, this is happening,
Right.
They actually sent me.
We can get penalized for not being made, not even break even.
Right,
They can penalize us.
Right.
So,
so, I mean, I see no reason not to put the information on the website for the public.
okay. Might have to talk to the attorney first and see, or.
Or if it was in the newspaper,
Right.
that's public notice right there, and we don't necessarily have to put the article in there, we put reference to Perquimans Weekly on such and such a date that Hertford increased their rates, which come down to us too.
They have a choice.
Yeah, I mean, they can go online and look for it, and then, hey, we can post it on the front door for
We
people
want
to
to
walk
tell
in.
everybody
Right.
about
back out there. I
Yeah.
don't see nobody else putting them there every so often, because people get complaining, this is why we're here to do it. They make it notice, and that's it. You know, I mean, that's what I feel about it.
It's
But
not
I'm
something.
just saying, that's just a FYI.
Yeah, for
For
reference.
I'll make a copy of it.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
Also,
just,
the notices went out, you know.
that's FYI for reference, because I know you've been, but I know because I've been bombarded too, so that's just a FYI, so.
Okay.
So everybody know, this just didn't pop up overnight.
Yeah.
If you want to, I'll make a copy for everybody to go in the packets, when the packets go out as well.
Okay. All right. D, Mayor Jackson contract.
Okay, did you give me the one that you had?
You gave it to the attorney, he was supposed to give it back to you.
Okay, we'll wait on the attorney. So once we get that contract, then we can sit down with Melvin, go over it, and then, if he says, no, I'm not gonna do this, and I'm not gonna do that, it's like, okay, what is it that you tell us exactly what you do for the town as a contractor. And then at that point, we can go from there saying, this is what you say that you're gonna do, and this is what we understand, we expect from you. And then kind of go from there as to whether we,
Why can't we develop our own contract for, you know, what we expect them to do?
Well, that's what the attorney has.
yeah,
That's what he has, I extracted that from from a website, that gave a description of water and, sewer management and he has.
Okay.
well, I know that the lawyer had created a contract for Melvin in the past. And when they presented it to him, he said, no, that's not what he wasn't gonna sign it, Mayor didn't make him, or say, this is how we're gonna go forward. He came back with that little 2-line, what he did, handwritten, and it was dated 2020.
Well,
So-
last mayor's gone, we have a whole brand new council, and we need to get things in perspective. We need to
Yes, and
generate
this
a contract for him, and if he chooses it, receive it, he chooses to receive it, if he chooses not to, then
It protects us as well as it protects him.
there you go, that's what we gotta look at.
Yeah, because he wants, like when he says, when he has to take the portable unit out to one of the sites, and said that, he says he has to get his brother to help him, and his brother doesn't get paid. And he said that to Deborah Jean and myself, and we were like, we both just kind of sat there and didn't say anything.
He said it in a meeting too.
Um,
He said in a meeting somewhere we were here. I remember hearing him say that.
Nothing in black and white saying
Yes.
that those procedures in place, we have nothing. So
Well,
right now,
he's a contractor, he has to hire his own help, he has to provide his own tools, he has to provide his own
Right.
truck. He can't come borrow the town truck to go pick up parts. We can't send our roads and grounds guy to go pick up what he wants picked up in Elizabeth City. And he thinks that that fella is supposed to help him. That's the reason I don't know that he fully understands the difference between an employee and a contract.
And that's coming up right now, because, I just received the insurance papers where it talks about workers' comp. And they have their own little sheet that determines whether or not you are an employee or a contractor. He is really getting that line real close.
and that's why we need something in place that can govern what he do.
Because they come back to haunt you.
Right.
Yes.
So if
He
he
does
contract, we need something to specify that he's contract and the town are not reliable.
And yes, he gets injured or he has to go workman's comp. He would go to, if he got injured and tried to go collect workman's comp,
That's right,
or unemployment,
that's right.
then we're gonna get hit with unemployment taxes. And we're gonna get hit with all the back tax that wasn't
And
paid.
workman comp, and maybe a workman comp lawsuit.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah,
that's it,
so-
protect us, nothing against them.
No.
Just protect the town, we need to have something in, some policy, some procedure in
Yeah.
place that governs what he can and cannot do. attorney and see where he's at with that.
Do you want me to give the attorney a call this week and ask him to make sure that for the town meeting, he is, prepared with that contract?
Yep.
Alright,
When we get it, take a look at it, we need to get it, take a look at it, see if what we want. I mean, if you look
so
at it.
okay, so if I hit him up tomorrow, which is Tuesday, can he have something here by Thursday?
Right.
And that gives us Thursday, Friday to look at it
And
before
then it's under
Monday?
review, the contract's under review to see if he knows what we want. Okay.
Call William.
Okay. E, is that, y'all go with that, we'll move? Okay. All right, levy purchase of camera and smoke machine for sewer. Yeah, do we really have to purchase one, or can we rent one, which would be most cost effective, rent or?
Well, Mr. Forsythe said that he would gladly come over, they would come over and do it for us, and he said, won't do it every week, he said, but if periodically there's a problem or you need something, they would be willing to do that. This is part of the work together plan.
Right.
So, right now they have the smoke stuff, they just don't have the camera, they're supposed to get that like next month, I think is what he
They
said.
said about 3 weeks, they said, I think she's, Miss Cole said about 3 weeks out, something like that,
Also, so what was that, the North Carolina Rural Development?
It's Jason, that's what we're waiting to hear back from him about, he was gonna contact, and he did, he sent Jason a email, and he copied us on it, and said that, that we were gonna be working together, and we wanted to get him here and see what kind of help they will give us, and he said that this guy's usually really good about getting back to us, he did that, when was he in here Wednesday, Tuesday?
Sure, yeah.
Last week he was in here, but it was holiday weekend, so I figured by the time he sent that email, Jason, I don't know. And then there was an issue with the email address for the town, because he sent me an email address and said that my emails were getting kicked back from the town. And then, I never heard anything else from him.
He got it straight. He came back over and he got it straightened out.
He did,
Yeah, he came
okay.
back.
That's, so I'm assuming he hasn't,
Foresight.
Yes.
Okay.
so I'm assuming he hasn't heard back from Jason yet, because I haven't heard anything, and I don't know that the town has either.
And another thing with that, because I asked him, about, how often do they do smoke tests, and he said, about, on the average, yearly.
Right.
And they said that they would come and do a smoke test. I also asked him, and if you come and do a smoke test now, next year we come and ask you to do another smoke test, are you gonna, will it cost us anything? Will it cost us anything? Under that agreement?
Yeah.
Remember I asked
And
him
he
that?
said no.
And he said no, so I just wanted that to be on record, that he said no, because I know there was something that Melvin was concerned about, that,
Yeah.
that the town.
We used to work together, he said it's and do things, but he said then, I don't know who, he said some names and I didn't recognize the names of the people that were over in Hereford at that time. That it started getting, it was like they were gonna charge us for it.
Right.
And he said, so, that was in that meeting. So maybe we have some kind of little email set up, we have a conversation. Well, in our conversation, he said that you'd be willing to come over once a year to help us out, blah, 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 at no cost. That right there is as good as a contract in the form of an email, sending it to him. And if when he responds back, yes, that's correct, then, we have that as a written backing for us.
Because right now it's just working, right now it's just working.
Yes, it's just his word, yes, and the 3 years that were there that day, and
Okay, yes, and we are trying to build a working relationship with Hereford to
Yes.
get this situation resolved for
Yeah,
future references,
yeah.
you know?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? that's a plus to me, to the town of Winfall, that want to work there, trying to get things resolved. And I do believe eventually we will.
How much-
Continue moving in the direction we go in.
How much does anybody, I don't know, I don't, right offhand, what we, as far as that payback loan, that, you know, that penalty thing, that $12.50 that we pay each month, whatever. How much is left on paying that bill off?
Like 200 or something, I believe, last, yeah, like 200 or something.
I'm gonna ask,
Yeah, like-
is it okay if I call and ask the accountant for that information? Okay,
I believe it was 2 something last year.
Just the contract and the files. He may know offhand, he may not.
It's
I
two
looked
something
at the
offhand.
contract. I don't think I know all that stuff offhand.
okay, well, I mean, you know,
One
just,
time, we was looking at how could we go about paying it off at one time, last year.
Yeah.
We were looking at one time about paying it off, how we can go about for us paying it off. And it was 2 something, not 100% sure, but I do know it was 2 something.
Was to something.
Cause we looking at, I think Chris was trying to see something about we could save like, $20,000 a year in interest if we did pay it off. You know, they would have maybe pay half of it off in case we have some kind of setback with the sewer system or something just happened, we still have some money to work with. And then once the truck and car get paid off, then we can use that money also to help pay it off and save interest. So we had a couple options on the table that we were looking at, was thinking about doing. You know, but I guess when the fire truck came along, it kind of threw things off doing the fire truck. Okay. Okay, smoke machine camera, okay. So they said they're gonna do it for free, which they said.
Yes, he did say that. And also, he said he was gonna provide us with pictures when you
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, well, I think that came from Justin,
Mhm.
that information, when Justin come in, he would be able to give us the information, and then we would go to that map, whatever was on that
Right.
map.
I think they're doing segments, what I believe what they gonna do, because that's what the LGC, that's trying to do in segments, unless you have the finance to do the whole thing on one time. But-
Oh, yeah, well, and Melvin had it broken down, which, if we have a map, Melvin had it broken down into what was the worst that needed to be done first.
Right, right.
He said middle school.
Blueberry and
Middle school and Benberry.
Benberry.
Those were.
Right.
That was where he wanted to
Because that's
start.
our majority of the water.
Yeah, cause
And
the other fellow was saying, well, he was thinking we would start down at the Larry station, because that's what he calls the main, but Melvin said that because of the, I guess the slope of the land, or that these were worse areas.
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said middle school and Benberry.
right.
Yeah.
Not just worse to, we don't problem with
Okay.
So that's where that was the, he would want to start at.
that. Okay. All right.
And then maybe in a couple of years, when we get our finances more stable, we can go ahead and buy our own camera. I have no idea what the camera and smoke machine would even cost.
The camera can, I went online and took a look.
All goes through the pipes.
Yeah.
The commercial type that we need also started $3,000, the commercial.
Right.
Okay.
And then so in that feet and dollars. And yeah, I did, we needed probably get Mel and Rosie around that, probably help out to just ride through the neighborhood and look in people's yard, see if we see any crack caps. I know he was doing that one time, if in the person's yard, they had cracked the cap, they were responsible for fixing it. If the town fixed it, then the town charged them for fixing it. The cleanup.
Yeah.
That's what that smoke take until you see green smoke, and then somebody got a busted cap, and then a lot of infiltrating water goes into the system.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what Mr. Forsythe was saying. I think they sent a letter out to their constituents first and said that if you see this, then you know what it is, and you have the choice of having it repaired by a plumber, but if the town does it, then you have to pay the town.
That's right. That's right. Okay. If that's all for is camera and smoke. We'll move to the letter F. Said motion from July 2022.
What this is, at that town council meeting, July 2022, that's when the motion was made to relieve then Mayor Yates, who was the town administrator of his duties. Because, and that was during the time span that the town was in a financial situation. Okay, that was 2022. But I proposed, and it came up at the last town council meeting, that the now mayor, voted for that. So, with that being said, we do not have a town administrator. And, the present mayor does not receive any compensation. And he can be on the committees, because these areas are not sworn positions under the law. And he can, be on these different committees. And that's why I was asking, that's why I'm gonna propose to rescind that. That was due because of that emergency meeting, that's when all the committees were, separated. And I feel like that rescinding the motion and, the council along with the mayor on these committees, we could be more successful in going forward with what we need to do. My point of reference is the. Before I brought this up. But I found my paper. It came from the North Carolina School of Law. I had a point of contact that I called. And that's what was, her name was Christina M. Wilson, Assistant Professor of Public Law and Government, School of Government, USC Chapel Hill. She said these committee positions are not sworn positions, and that the mayor could, serve on these committees.
What committees are we talking about?
The committees that, we said that
Roads and grounds.
roads and grounds, so basically.
Okay, but you said we don't have an administrator and the mayor's not getting paid for anything.
No, and what I'm saying is that the reason being you had an emergency meeting, the mayor Yates was relieved of those duties.
Right.
And the salary went back.
Yes.
So I want to rescind that motion, saying that, because that motion is in place right now, saying that the mayor cannot serve on committees. What I'm saying to you is I'm gonna rescind that motion so the mayor can serve on these committees. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying, because it was brought up in the last meeting.
Right.
That it was brought to our attention that.
Right.
Yeah, was not supposed to serve on the committee.
And so I'm gonna propose to rescind that, so the mayor can serve on the committees, because it is not a sworn, it's not a sworn, position that he said. These committees are not sworn positions.
Right.
This is what I'm saying.
At the time, I was counsel.
At the time, it was council, it was brought to our attention at the last meeting that he voted for that.
Yeah.
So I'm saying now, that rescind that motion, relieving the mayor, rescind that motion stating that the mayor cannot serve on the committees. And like I said, it says that the president does, because these areas are not sworn positions under the law. And he can serve on these, he can serve on these committees. And I think it would be to the advantage of the council, that the council along with the mayor, we all, work together on all these committees so we can drive forward. He's not getting paid for them. It's just being being assigned a committee. Everybody is assigned to a committee.
So are you still making a motion or you?
No,
This is not a vote. This is just.
This is just a discussion. I'm just saying that I'm bringing the next meeting, I'm gonna ask you to send that motion that relieves the mayor to discuss. The mayor at that time was the town administrator receiving a salary,
And he was.
A big salary.
a big salary.
Right.
So
For each position.
with the present mayor, he only receives his mayor salary. He's not received, we do not have a town administrator. And I'm just saying for him to participate, that the committee spots that we did, remember at the workshop, we divided the committee slots up. And that he be allowed to serve on the committees, so we can have a productive flow. That's all I'm saying. Okay. And like I said, I asked Assistant Professor of Public Law and Government, School of Government, her name is Christina M. Wilson. And that was the question that I asked her, she said. And that's what she said. She said that office, if it was an office under the law, you have to be sworn under the law. But these committee positions, you're not sworn to, you're just assigned to.
As long as, everything's gotta stay open, I mean, they can't be, go run and talk to somebody and then we don't hear anything about it and it's, going on something with the sewer and I'm not knowing anything and then somebody's asking me something about it. We have to keep an open communication.
And
We didn't have that with Mayor Fred.
well, we're not there for you, that's all.
I understand that, but we didn't have that with Mayor Fred. Mayor Fred did what he wanted to do when he wanted to do it,
Mhm.
and then told everybody what, this is what's gonna be.
So this is the purpose of the workshop, so I'm sitting right here and I'm saying, this is what I'm going to propose. This is the purpose of the workshops, so we can sit here and have an open and honest conversation about things.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Did you have that conversation? Any other comment? Okay. All right, G, items accomplished in strategic plan.
So, we haven't done, anything, in reference to the strategic plan, but however, with the short-term goals and strategies of the, strategic plan, it's a living document that we can, add things to it as we go. So, but we haven't talked about any things that were accomplished under the, strategic plan. And, so I just highlighted, a few things. The strategic plan is on the town website. And one of the things, that was done with the last council, correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm really highlight said, evaluation of all staff to reduce operating overhead costs, develop a specific job description for each position, develop a job description and training and education program for each office staff, and prepare a bid process for selecting outside contractors with the town approved completion. So was that, because I know that, one of the things that, was said, that it was gonna do job descriptions for that was one of the things that was highlighted. So I'm asking, was it a job descriptions and stuff up there, everybody?
That is an employee personnel,
Yeah.
there is one.
Okay.
Yep.
So, then the next one, actually needed, okay, let's say, the town council will add a 2-hour, work session each month to begin development of new policies and business. So we have started the work sessions because we're sitting here with the work sessions. This is something that we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the town council endorsed, and it's now being executed, wherein the town hall meetings, public hearings, workshops are publicized on the website and on the town of Winfall and at the door. That's another thing that was in the strategic plan. Another thing that was in the strategic plan was to negotiate with the sheriff department for code enforcement as a needed basis. And the sheriff is coming, they do come to Winfall and they do patrol. The next one is continue to apply for state, federal funding for sewer system, and that's what we're in the process of doing right now. Acknowledge that a sewer agreement with the town of Hereford, at some point will be needed, so we're executing and we're doing that right now. And investigate the cost of such equipment, we just finished talking about that, such equipment such as the, camera and the smoke test, we just finished, and develop an inspection and prevention program for the sewer, and we just talked about it because we asked, Mr. Forsythe, that he said normally yearly, on a yearly basis. Says seek out proposals from local individual firms that specialize in grant funded management. I've spoken to Sharon Smith. Also, we've talked to the North Carolina League of Municipalities. Okay. And final one is improve financial policy decisions from an informed, educated town council, increase efficiency from management, administrative, and operational personnel charge of day-to-day functions as a result of realignment, and stabilizing the town fund of financing and position the town for revenue to sustain future endeavors. So that's things that are going. So these are some of the things that have been accomplished out of the strategic plan.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay, so I thought it would be good that we highlight
Review
some of
that, that's right.
review that and highlight some of the things that have been done during the strategic plan. Not everything has been done, but,
It's growing.
quite a few.
Yeah, maybe at one of the next town meetings, work sessions, we can look at the other things and figure out where strategically we wanna put it in the plan to start addressing those problems or situations.
So I thought, as being a new council,
Yeah,
just go and address some, that.
know that we are addressing some of those
Some
things.
of those things are being addressed.
The question, do we have a strategic plan in place? If it is being implemented? Yes, we have one in
Yes.
place. Yes, it's being implemented.
And like I said, it's a living document, and we can add to it, we can add to it, so if you,
Yeah.
because this strategic plan was written by her, was her husband and myself, we wrote this strategic plan, so. It's a
That was
living,
2023,
that was
so,
2023, so.
right at April, so that's a year.
So normally strategic plans can last up to 5 years.
Right.
Last 5 years, but we can
Add to it.
add to it.
Yeah, as we grow, as the town grows.
As the town grows,
Yeah.
we can add to it.
That works.
So I thought it'd be a good thing to let everybody know that we are doing things in purpose to the strategic.
They went in the right direction, that's proof.
Okay?
Yeah. Probably go on the website and actually highlight, you've got to highlight it, and
Right.
highlight it as to this, these are the things that are and have been addressed, or are being addressed.
And depending on how technical you wanna be about for its finance, because the changes that we made, even with the sewer, you know, is a plus, because not, we're keeping out that amount of money and not getting anything for it. We're behind the 8 ball, so we're in front of the 8 ball. Okay, letter G. I'm sorry, letter H.
Okay.
Ensure workshops, planning board meetings, to name a few, are posted on the website on Facebook.
We just address that.
Okay.
So we make sure, so the public is aware, of that. We do have to, and one of the good things about it is that the town of Winfall website was created, and the Facebook, and it has helped tremendously.
Right.
And thanks to Bob
Yeah. Done a good
for all
job.
of his help that he
Done
has,
a good job.
done with it too, and
That's been a plus,
Yeah.
a big plus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something been talked about years ago when the family came in. And
Yeah.
then people tried, but it fell through the cracks, stepped in.
we didn't have anybody that actually
Consistent.
understood what it was, I mean, what to do,
Yeah.
how to go about setting that stuff up. Well, before me, I don't think that it was, you know,
Some people tried, but it didn't.
Yeah.
They still.
But even I've talked to different people, they are pleased that Winfall has a website.
yeah.
Have a Facebook site, they are very pleased.
Okay. All right, I. Chamber of Commerce called me the other day, being a liaison person for the chamber. She said the person that was in charge of collecting the money for donations and the grant money for the fireworks had hit the head and had a concussion. And said she went to the county to see if they would pick it up to push for collecting the donation for fireworks. They said no. They went to the town of Hereford. Town of Hereford said no. So she called me and asked me, would we be interested in doing it? I know we did it before when they gave it up. The town of Winfall was in collecting money for the fireworks years ago. So I asked her to come to council meeting Monday and present it to council, but also said I'd bring it to the workshop to make you aware of it, let you talk to and think about it, so we won't be hit blindsided when she comes and presents it towards council. So I think the grant is $5,000, and then you have to raise another $5,000, more like a 50-50 grant. I think the was like $10,000. And she had a list of people that did donate that she said she's gonna bring also, that we can make contact with them. And she said we don't see a problem with getting the money, it just that it have to be sent to some form of municipality. So I guess back and forth, these fireworks presented by, I guess, I don't think for the name Hereford or County or it's gonna be Winfall, but I guess it's advertised, I guess it'd be advertised in the Winfall name.
Is Harper still gonna let us do it over there, or are we gonna?
I don't think they have a problem with doing it over there, I'm not 100% sure, I think the problem is the money.
Collecting the money,
Right.
yeah.
But she said she don't need contact with the pyrotechs and the people launching whatever. I guess they're still on board for doing it, it's just raising the
And
money.
it's still 10, I think mine was at 7 or 10 last year that it went up.
It was 10.
10?
Yes, then.
So it's still gonna be 10 this year?
Yes, that's what she said, 10 grand. So she presented that to council, our next council meeting. All right, time clocks. With, I guess, administrations, for working people, if we had to be audited for as knock off, start time, lunch, for employees here working in town, what do you think they're saying? You have an idea what time people knock off, you have an idea what time they come in, time to leave?
The hours that's all I know is, you know, the hours that we were given, whenever, last year before,
Right,
when the hours were dropped down, from
right.
full time, but to know that who comes in and who doesn't.
I've been right in the administrator, so whenever nobody really can say this person started this time, put their time down. So I'm saying council to look at for is time clocks. They come in at clock, and you have a physical identification of what time they got here, you have a physical identification what time they leave. So something to think about.
Those aren't very expensive either.
No, they're not. I think Amazon,
Yeah, Amazon or, I think it's Sam's used to have,
Yeah.
you know,
Online now, though, your phone with the app.
okay. And a lot of them, I'm trying to do something simple, a cheap price, then they come in, come out, whatever. They even got the ones for camera, so you can't take somebody else's card and,
Yeah, got the thumbprint.
that thumbprint identification methods that identify that it's you. You know, it's something to think about. Choose to, decide to wait on it, just think about it. So present it, Monday night, day, or you wanna review it.
I don't know.
That's fine with me, obviously, that's why I'm just saying something, a policy in place, put our personnel policy.
Yeah,
I think
it's
that's-
just they need to come in and we, you know, we have our panties covered.
Right.
Yeah.
I see, at work, mine's online, go online, on my computer, put time, but the employees, they go to a clock, and they swipe their badge when they get there. So, something to think about, I thought I'd bring it to the table and see what you thought about. Personnel policy. What was that about? Personnel policy.
Update.
Oh, updated personnel policy. I guess we need to review that.
And even like when National was here the other week, she was saying a lot of times you pull stuff off the websites, different websites.
Right.
And there may be stuff in there that don't even
Doesn't
apply to you, but it's stuff in there, so you got a big package of
Right.
stuff that don't even have anything to do with your municipalities, so.
Right.
That's something that you all need to do, is go through it and pull out what don't even need to
Right.
be in hours and kind of short it down to what you want.
Right. Right. And that's what was put in place as a draft, something we can draw from to make it our own. And this chart.
So do we need to set a workshop, or we gonna discuss it Monday night
Probably.
and then set a?
Probably instead of workshop, everybody get a copy of the policy and take a look at it. If you like to take a section, you can work it in segments, you know, you overview this and take a look at it, or you can do, everybody do a section at a time.
Yeah, and you gotta understand, there are some things in the personnel policy that say that we should have been doing, or should be doing, not doing. There are these information about benefits, but benefits are not being provided or given. And now you have new people that's in, and that's over that 90-day mark, and they are saying, okay, what about my insurance benefits?
Right.
Well, all of that, I've been 10 years in town, they never paid any insurance benefit for me, so I'm like, okay, what are we doing? You need to decide, go to that, if you're not, leave it on till you pay your own insurance benefits, like you're gonna do it. But, like I say, the new people are looking at these things because they are in the personnel policy. So they're not really always going by personnel.
Right.
So it's really worth looking at.
Can you bring somebody in like from an insurance company or
I can tell you it's gonna cost you $100. I can tell you that.
Every municipality is different, you know, you can kind of set it what fits you. You don't have 100 road and ground, you don't have this crew, that crew, you know,
Yeah.
small
Yeah,
gap, you
multiple.
kind of room it to fit here instead of being in a legal line, AOR, that it works for us. That's basically what it is. I think Hertford was about the same way, and they grew their policy group also. And right now, I've been calling Hertford, asking them questions about what you have in place for this, what you have in place in that. So kind of, basically kind of off somebody that's already had experience in certain areas that we don't have a lot of experience in.
so did they bring in an insurance person that helped them guide it or?
I didn't ask them that, I'm just going by what they have in place now.
Terrence Williams, he would be a good point of contact with the information. I think that's number 2. Did with the lead? No.
This will be a little different. Need somebody in place with the lead.
Well, he can answer the questions.
Okay. Alright.
I know the league just recently, after he had that workshop, was supposed to be in Washington, I don't know. I don't think nobody signed up to attend it, but there was one discuss every year, they'll discuss the prices of the insurance, health insurance, hospital, taxes, insurance, and all these things, and have to delegate the same thing.
So is it possible that we, can reach out to the League of Municipalities and, see can we get someone to come here to discuss the personnel policy? You know, to give us some guidance in reference to that. You know, cause they say,
It's worth a try.
reach out to the.
Like I said,
League of
Is it price
Municipalities,
or just a flat out no, so,
you know,
don't know
to
till you
give
ask.
us some guidance.
Just keep in mind, it's gotta be home cooked.
So does Natalie Roundtree,
That's not.
no, it's not in her, but would she be able to say, okay, you're gonna wanna contact the such and such department or have a name?
No, well, North Carolina, they had their own insurance
Right.
people in place.
But that's what she
You
was
just
saying.
contact them, you just contact them. Like I said, all that came up, but they had the workshop,
Right.
but nobody signed up to go to
Right.
it, yeah.
And that was she was saying, keep a hair on that they draft from, but you have to make it fit you. That you buy,
I do know they said last year, I do know they say that to get health insurance coverage, that would cost you up, through them would be that would be half.
Who's that? Looking for the league?
But you think it's, you're joining the league group and good golly, Miss Molly, how many people are in that thing? You
But
would be
the
getting,
number of people that they say get sick and this happens, that happens, with the funds that they're having to pay out.
Okay.
So,
we can just try, contact them, see what they say.
Make sure we get a copy of that personnel policy so we can start looking through, and I'm quite sure there should be a whole bunch of towns in about the size of Winfall.
Right. And then what she was saying, I think she said, when I looked it up, the smallest town was like 6 people, she said most of them was family. But she said the next town that is a municipality is 26 people, in the town. Yeah.
So I'm
she
quite
said
sure.
that policy versus Raleigh's policy, and be like night and day.
right.
That's what she said, so
And
that's
I
right.
think we have one that's come from the state, that's a Raleigh, our state, this is our policy.
Yeah. So we can look at it,
Lots of them.
reach out, and if they do it, it can be pretty much a analysis on everything we did.
But you can just go in, you can go through their policy and just cut out what you don't need,
Right.
and just
Right.
put in, what
Right.
and the
Look
legal
at
part of what you need,
Yeah, but I
and
still need, I still need to look at.
So we'll give it back to
the
one.
policy here.
Huh?
I still need to look at the personnel policy.
I know I know you need to do that in order for you to decide what you need to do.
So we'll get one of everybody, let them take a look at it.
I think we got one, didn't we? Cause we
Yes.
kind of went through it and renovated it
It's great.
I like to get
It's
my
about
box.
a year,
And
Right,
Yeah.
Somebody did.
couple of years ago.
then I'll have it just,
Okay. Give everybody one, take a look at it,
yeah.
and maybe put a little section at a time, and take a little time to get through to fit us. But we still reach out to me, just see what they have to say, but while we're waiting, we still be working on
Mm-hmm.
it. Okay. Charter update, so that gotta be updated also, right? Charter.
And I was told it should be updated every year, but yes, it needs to be updated. Hasn't been updated in a while.
I found the old
And a
charter.
lot of things they say that, control the council, that stuff is supposed to be in the charter.
Right.
So that instead of having to go and try to find out this supposed to happen with the mayor, or this supposed to happen with the council, it's supposed to be in the charter. But there's a vacancy, it's to be in the charter, how you decide you want that vacancy filled,
Right.
or whatever, but the charter is old and
Right.
she's to shake the sheets and she's.
Right.
It hasn't been updated much, so.
And that's what they said that class that we went to up there in Rocky Mountain that time. She said your municipality can kind of draft its order how you see fit.
Right.
just run it by the league, and it says nothing that governs exactly what you do, but every municipality is totally different. As long as you run it by them, then you can kind of say kind of how you want. Just like you really don't have to have a second motion. They gave an example. You can motion it. Right. You don't have to have a second motion, but that's what they have in place. And they gave different examples of making motions on stuff, like one for a municipality, for a township or a city versus a county. They run different. You know, so like I said, we're gonna get something that it represents the town of Winfall.
So who is, right now, you have, who's working on the, charter right now? Whoever's working on the charter, do they need any assistance?
The only thing that Jean, I think, was doing, I think she was just, like, she'll hold it up in a Word document and do certain, I'm not sure exactly what she's doing, but I know she asked me for it, so I gave it to her. And she was doing something, I'm not sure, so you might want to talk about it. I don't know.
So she can try to grab something together, and I guess we'll present the old and new, and then we'll kind of benefit Winfall. Okay. Maybe we'll charge. Okay. Next is Christmas parade. A lot of people were disappointed last year we didn't have Christmas parade. We haven't had Christmas parade since COVID came into play. So I'm hoping that we can really start reaching out to people to help with the Christmas parade. Maybe some type of fundraiser to help raise some money to help out with the Christmas parade. But citizens here and called out would like to have a Christmas parade here this year. So most Christmas parade get started in January, right? So, are y'all?
Do we have I know that,
Committee?
do we have a dollar amount on what we spend on the parade? I know that was a big issue in the last couple of years because of our finances being so, well, with COVID and then the finances being so bad.
Right.
So
I guess
do
we
we,
gotta reach out and see if we can pull some money, or if it's gotta be raised, if it's gotta be donated. I know we're Hereford, the chamber takes care of the Christmas parade. And I think the city, the same thing changed. So, it's a
we don't have a chamber.
Right.
So, question, how was it from the previous Christmas parade, that was just from donations and collection of money?
Well, getting out of town,
It came out of town money.
getting out of town.
Okay.
So,
Was it very expensive?
You know, what's it called, extensions, from what, yes.
it was based on the bands.
Cause you have to pay the bands.
Right. It was the bands that cost, like Little City State, Northeast, a lot of times they just took donations, last time. That I recall.
Do you know?
But they had to pay for the buses that come from.
Right, the band in charge, used the transportation, then like the schools, I think we gave them like 150.
It was less than that.
No, like
The schools, they didn't set a certain amount.
Right.
Like you talking about like high school, middle school,
Right.
or whatever.
Right.
They just gave them donations.
Right. Little City, Aspartame, Northeastern, we usually,
And
the
they
ones,
fed them.
yeah, we fed them, and then kind of took care of everyone, because they didn't leave here and go to Hereford. So we really didn't pay them, we fed them. Right, but then we gave them hot dogs, chips, drink. But then we decided to go ahead on because they came with everything. Support one farm, still wanted to give them a donation when they had off the band. So if I just say, I think, Little City State at that time, I think we gave them like $500, they had bought 2 buses. We had to pay for the buses. They charged, but we wouldn't pay for the buses for them to come over here.
Okay, so what we need to do is set a budget for the Christmas parade and work from there.
So,
And know that it may not be the elaborate situation that's been in the past or whatever, but if you,
Jean probably can pull it up. Jean probably pull it up because she worked with the parade at that time, her and then Miss Dillon at that particular time. You was here, you had the first one, right? The first Christmas parade? No, you came out with it.
I think it was 2014.
And the first Christmas
Oh,
band.
yeah.
Y'all was just like clown. Weren't y'all just like
Yeah,
clowns?
yeah.
With the first one, I think so. Yeah.
Cause that's, I think, just
Yeah.
changing.
Right.
Should have that
Nice.
information.
Okay.
I
So let's look at it. So first one again for the price tag.
The cost should be in the files, that's where the
Right.
cost of location, whatever the files.
Right.
The cost is.
Right. I've been trying to get on the bands back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I know kind of pretty much what was paid out to the bands, what we done for the bands. You know?
So,
All the council got to be on board if it's good, because it's not an easy task, I can tell you that right now.
so the floats you gonna have to pay for.
We didn't charge an entry fee, nobody gave the parade, we were just trying to get participants for the parade. At first they were talking about charging $10, and what, right now, we just want to get participants for the parade. The first one was outstanding,
Yes, it was.
the second one was outstanding. You know, I mean, they got better and better
Yeah.
every year. People, I mean, the streets was dope, all the way down, but anyway. So, hopefully we can look at doing it this year, so if we have to get a team together to do it, it would be a plus. But if we wanna do it, we can start reaching out to the bands now, to get them to commit to coming.
Set a budget and make a
Is
committee.
that a date too?
Yeah, but so, most times the same thing Herb said, we had that hour that morning, Herb had theirs that evening. Because they work for the band, but they leave here and go straight over there. So the bus was rented. And see, back then, I think it's, I don't know if, I think it's still charged per, I can't remember. I ain't gonna do it all, so I got Winfall, you get that particular time. But we're trying to get a plan, and get some people, a team together, and get the parade. If it's so, we'll vote on it. Council night, and we'll try to get some people there to miss some time, reach out to
It's
some
really
people.
cool if Hartford and we all could do it together, where it started and then go across the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
It don't work right now. It don't work right now.
Okay, never mind.
It don't work.
But it would look cool on the bridge, though,
Yeah,
wouldn't
it
it?
would, but it doesn't.
They would.
Alright, never mind.
And long walk for them though.
Yes, it would, it would be awesome. We're going on roller skates.
Talking about bands, we were, before we get out to this parade, we had, Northeastern, then they had Camden, then they had that other high school,
We had Pasquotank, Northeastern, Livingston State. That's all we had.
and then they had a band from Camden out there. That, I'm just saying,
We've never had one,
Camden was out there last year with the city.
Oh, you want to sit on
Yeah,
that? Oh, yeah.
yeah,
I was like,
Camden had a,
They
Camden
had that
had a.
parade at night.
Right.
Northeast, then they got another high school out there, they got another high school out there by South Hills, so another high school out there. You know, after you pass,
It's a high school, a junior high.
it's a high school.
In Schaumburg?
No, it's a high school, after you pass you know where Atkins is?
Yes.
Atkins, and you heading, northbound, where the old.
Oh, you want Pasquotank?
You pass the tank.
Yes, Pasquotank, yeah, we had those.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Pasquotank, Northeastern,
Mhm.
Livingston State, Performance High, Performance North School.
Yeah,
We had like five bands. Yeah.
yeah. 'Cause that's
Almost
the
had,
old-
almost had North State one year.
Almost
They're really quite pretty good, it's on the sewer. Okay, I'll push it, yeah.
Theirs, I think the same day I was ready for them. I reached out to them also.
Time they on.
Each,
Trying
yeah. Okay.
I have, let me finish with that. I have one alibi. Where is it? Oh. One alibi. Ms. Bauer, this is for you. I spoke to, Bill Jennings, Department of Taxation. That is he will be providing us with a monthly update of the delinquent tax people. That is a list of just the delinquent people, not that big thing that you get, just, the delinquency only.
Here comes the
Back taxes?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
just the windfall.
Just a windfall.
So he went back
This
5
is
years.
just for our reps.
And this is for you, right, he's gonna provide one,
Every month.
every month. And also, he's saying they're going to be updating their software, and they're gonna be changing their procedures in reference to collecting that tax.
Oh, this is a service.
Yeah,
One,
This
They collect.
They collect, the over there, the Department of Taxation. Right. And I was
so
curious.
it's a government.
No, it's county, it's county, where we pay our taxes. And I had asked a question one time, why should we, the town get a monthly list of delinquent taxes instead of getting that giant, you still gonna get that, but this is a monthly report. So I don't know, I'm blue, let me go this thing. He said, sure, he said, no, man, you give him, well, I went over there one day, 2 weeks later, he had something, he gave him one there.
I know they use a service, it starts with a V or a Z.
They really changed their software service also.
Oh,
They want to black one.
They're going to black it out. But what I'm saying to you is, this is a monthly of the delinquent taxes, not, like that big book. This is broken down for 5 years, so who owes taxes, this is a monthly thing.
but we still are gonna have to use the attorney to do the processing for the taxes,
They
right?
said that, he said that he has a lady that sits there that does collections on.
Okay. I know that Hartford and the county were using a service at one time, and, they got a little bit of change when they collected on the taxes.
Yeah.
But still, and they said it was not expensive, it didn't really cost you anything, they got their money when they actually when they got collections.
Because
And it was like, yeah,
Because I just wanted to know, we as a town, we need to know who and the LGC said that the state mandate is 99%. He said, but most municipalities around here, and he showed us a list, are at, like we are, at 96 and 97%. 90, and that's what Navy said, 96 and 97, and he said that is good. Very few municipalities in town make it to 99%.
yeah.
So, but that's for your, that's an extra book, but I think it helps us to see who is,
If you all know who's lagging.
who's lagging, so who's lagging, because with that report right there for the past 5 years, that's $43,000 worth of tax, $42,000 worth of money.
But like I said, even because they collect our taxes, we can't go over their head.
No, I'm not saying that, I'm not trying,
When they set off those.
no, I'm not trying to go over the head, but I just want to make sure that we know, we have a handle on it, that we know who's owing taxes. And so if it goes on such a long time, then we can go ahead and say, Bill Jennings, help us out.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to pull in all the money.
Get all the money we can get, yeah. We want all that we are owed.
Let me ask this question again, and then last thing let me set a for future workshop. We have our own taxes. And back in the day, policy was put in place that any farmland only paid one tax. Versus paying 2 taxes like everybody else doing.
That's something.
I'm just throwing it out
I
there.
don't know anything.
I think that's something we need to look at.
Something to look at.
Some of the
I
other
feel like-
municipalities and see. In other words, what he's saying is we pay county tax and windfall tax.
Yeah,
The farmers only pay county tax
yeah.
and we're paying too. So what I'm saying is we need to research that and see what the other municipalities around us now.
Right, so we're gonna look at it, because if that's the case, if they're paying, if they're making it pay it, then we should also, why would we?
Right, and we don't have a lot of farmland left in the town.
But what's left,
Yeah,
you know, we need to do the same thing.
yeah.
thing I need to add.
Okay.
Power bill. It's almost time to do the certification for power bill. And it's been over 5 years since our map has been updated, so, DOT from Power Bill sent me an email saying we're required to update our map again. I checked with Mark Pruden, who used to be the surveyor for the town of Winfall that always surveyed the property. Well, he retired, he don't do it anymore. So I had to find somebody else. So finally, he called me back after I left him a message, and he said, well, there's only a couple of people I really know that do it. So one on this TH Circle somewhere down here, I heard, I don't know.
That's the one that most of you,
But I
He's a
got up
surveyor.
with,
He's a surveyor, T.A. Stover is a surveyor.
right, but I got up with the young lady that works for him and sent him an email and let them know that we needed our map updated.
right.
And she said, well, okay, that he's gonna have to come up with a quote that he would charge to do it.
Okay.
And she emailed me back and said, well, do you already have a copy of the map? And I said, yes, I have an electronic copy of it. I sent her a copy of the map, thinking that it wouldn't cost much, because I'm sending you that. But I got an email from them today saying, good afternoon, Ms. Jackson. China has reviewed the information and the quote for the power bill map for the town of Winfall will be $1,200 for this initial map. And every update thereafter, it will be $500 or less, depending upon what is required for the update map. Please let us know if you would like us to complete this service and what the time frame is for completion.
Well, we gotta have it for the
Yep.
power bill,
Yeah,
right?
we gotta have it before.
Yeah, we gotta have it.
One of them nooses put around their neck, there you go.
Alright, we're just going on,
Yeah,
and when the night comes, then we move forward. I mean, you don't have nobody else, right? Anybody else responding, right?
I didn't contact him, well, I don't know who the other person was, but all I know is he told me about this person. And I pulled it up on the website, so I contacted them since we have, before, I thought we had more time for Mark Putin, all that, just to do it.
So we're gonna have that done by what time?
I gotta have it done by July 1st. I got to send it to them by July 1st. That's all, most of all of the power bill, there are certain things, those federal power bill, that you have certain days.
Okay. Anybody, you don't reach nobody else? Reach?
I said we just go ahead on and, but you
It's slow.
slow, we got.
Right.
Most of everybody.
I'm saying just for the
If
two
it was
quote,
only 2 weeks.
the two quote, right, the two quote, and get nobody else, and
We don't need to quote, I just want y'all to approve it, say yes, go
We
ahead.
can't
Take
approve it.
care of it. I just need y'all to go ahead and say, yeah, go ahead and take care of it.
alright, get with the money.
This is something that you got to have, you know, if you
Yeah.
don't get it, don't get the money.
and so, but she said that after this it'd be 500, so how many years, every year?
5 years.
Every 5 years, so in 5 years it's gonna be 500, is that what she's saying?
Right, that's what this is.
That's in writing, let's hang on to that, because in 5 years, when they say another 1,200, oh, the prices went up, you know? But yeah.
Alright with me. Anything else? Okay, this concludes our workshop for tonight. I guess we will try to set the next date, no later than 2 weeks before our council meeting. Okay? So look at our schedule, so we get no later than 2 weeks.
So we're saying that, we're the second Monday of every month, so we're
Unless we
saying
see, unless we see otherwise, I don't want
the last month, the last Monday, or the last week of every month. Do we want it specifically have it on a Monday, or?
I don't have it on Monday. I said, as long as we have it, see, after Monday night, after 8, our next meeting will be the 13th. So if we had it the first week of the month. we
On a
still-
Tuesday, instead, so that we can go to the council meeting,
Right.
the county
Right.
meeting.
So we're gonna try, just that, so much, I just had so many meetings,
Yeah,
last month, I was just overwhelmed every day with a different meeting.
all right, well, let's go ahead and tentatively say that particular week, not on a Monday, and we'll have it for
So it
next,
could be any day
for
that
our
week.
meeting.
But the
pay what you choose to.
Oh, you know what, why don't we just, the last week,
It don't have to be then, I said, I'm gonna have it 2 weeks before. So I don't want to tie this meet up, so we're gonna go to, the county you can.
for the last 2 weekends of each month, we can choose a date, that sounds feasible.
Right.
Yeah.
And
It's
we
not
come-
on Monday, and
Right.
that way we make it to our
Right.
meeting.
If we come and say, hey, can, you know, it was such a night, would be a good meeting for me night, it could be 2 weeks afterwards. I mean, our council meeting. I just don't wanna wait till last like I did this time.
Yeah,
To
yeah,
have a meeting. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
yeah.
I don't want to tell everybody hands up, keep up right now, look at the cat schedule, same thing with the, fire department, we'll look down our schedule and see what's set we need for them.
Yeah.
And we'll look at our calendar and set a meeting for our next workshop.
And don't forget, before you leave, what I had asked about grants, who was interested in, of the person from the league will come here. And, who would be interested in participating in learning more about grants. And now, yes,
If it's during the day, I'll come.
any dates, he said dates, he said on the email dates and times. He said dates and times for grants, and he could come. So, who's interested? You're interested, you're interested, you said?
Yeah. But the week of May, I'll be out of town, so. May 6th through the 11th, I'll be out of town.
If it's after 3, I can come.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe you were going to town.
Yeah. But I need that day and,
And the way I got the papers, that was the way it was, I had them stapled together, or he had them stapled together, that they went together. So, I didn't staple them, but did you, yours set?
thank you. May 6th through 11th, yeah, I'm going
And Ms. Valerie, FYI, April 14th through the 18th, I'll be out in there. I'm just letting everybody know. April 14th through the 18th, I'll be out in there. Is that good?
Yeah, you got your, papers the other day, when we graduated.
The 14th, the 18th,
April 14th through the 18th, I will be out in there.
He gave you a set, and me a set, and he had a
I
set.
had a whole bunch of stuff.
I know. If you need another set, let me know, we'll make it a copy.
all right.
And don't forget to pick up your, maps. Everybody has a map of the town, the sewer. And did we, when he came, when, Dave came back over here, did we give him his map of the sewer system?
I haven't seen none of
He ran right back into that day.
So we probably have it, because I had to have
But we
it.
didn't have him, we didn't have him.
them.
He just
He
said
didn't know
something.
so I don't have it.
No, he came in and popped out.
Well, then I'll buzz up here tomorrow and grab his map, and I'll just take it over to the sewer house to him. I don't know where he's located, but I'll find him and get him to it. Well, and it's, the same thing of asking you guys